Hey there, Patriots. Does anybody remember when Elon Omar said this?
She was running for Congress.
A lot of conservatives in particular would say that the rise in Islamophobia is a result not of hate, but of fear, a legitimate fear, they say, of quote-unquote jihadist terrorism, whether it's Fort Hood or San Bernardino or the recent truck attack in New York. What do you say to them?
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
Okay, now you heard that. And do you guys also remember how many times I've been saying that one of my biggest problems with the Muslim community is how they don't look out for the best interests of others, but they want people to look out for their best interests, while the whole time you have people like Elon Omar spreading lines of hate towards everybody else that's not Muslim. Because I've said it before, okay? Now, it seems like there are two stories that have come out, one here in the US, one in the UK, and I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm going to prove how the left, okay, once again, does not care about human life, and how this whole Islamist movement, okay, is being perpetrated. And once again, children's lives are at risk, and nobody wants to talk about it. Let's get into it. Here we go. Hey there, Patriots. This is Short Low Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm dropping tonight is actually two clips and an article that I want to read. There's two things that have happened as of recent. One here in the United States in Minnesota, and one out in the UK, which I'm going to get to. Okay, and they both involve young girls that were abducted and raped, okay, by illegal immigrant Muslim men. The one here in Minnesota was done by a Somalian man, okay, and the other one in the UK, I don't know exactly who did it, but I'll show you that on the clip in a little bit. Now, what's infuriating about these two clips, okay, is that the blatant disregard for the lives of these two girls, and how the Muslim community and people on the left are actually advocating for these two men, okay, to basically be forgiven and let go. It's disgusting, okay? It's totally disgusting, and it's infuriating to say the least, because it's like, what in the hell is going on in the Western world that there is this big push to let all these illegal immigrant whether they're from South America or anywhere around the world, or like in the UK, one of their biggest problems is all the Islamist men. What is the big push? It's not even a big push. What is with this demonic mindset to think that what these people are doing, okay, is okay? I mean, it's just baffling, okay? It's just baffling. But this video clip that I'm going to show you was put out on X by Frontlines, or Frontliners, I think it is, Frontline. And the mainstream media, nobody's talking about this. But supposedly, okay, not too long ago, a man back in May was convicted for raping a 12-year-old girl. Okay, I'm going to let this video play. What's really infuriating about it is that the Islamic Center, the Mosque, whatever you want to call it, in Minnesota, they wrote a letter asking, I guess, the judge or whoever's in charge of this case to basically have mercy on the man. And get this, because it's as if this is something that is in their culture, and he basically didn't know what he was doing was wrong. You heard that right. Okay, I mean, you can't make this up, people. You just cannot make this up. So, without further ado, I'm going to play this, pay attention, and then I'll read the article that goes with it. Here we go.
Minnesota. Now, I'm standing here because this mosque has made national headlines after they penned a letter of community support for a Somali immigrant who sexually assaulted a 12-year-old. Now, back in 2024, this perpetrator was charged after abducting a 12-year-old from her backyard, forcing her into his vehicle, and then sexually assaulting her. He has since been convicted of first-degree criminal sexual assault. Now, after being convicted, his family members were sending letters to the judge to ask the judge to consider his character when making that sentencing. And one of those letters came from the Al-Islam Islamic Center. It was actually signed by their executive director, stating that he had to face cultural differences and the challenges of taking on a new culture. They also framed him as a family-oriented man who sends his money oftentimes back to his family members in Somalia.
Okay, I gotta cut it. I know it's quick. Okay, it's horrible for them to say that this man has to face cultural differences. In what world does anybody live in where this is part of their culture? It should be worldwide that children should be just off. There should be no interaction with children in any way, shape, or form to this matter. Okay, children are off limits. Women are off limits. You don't go around and go and kidnap somebody and rape them, and then you have somebody who is the leader, okay, of a mosque coming out and writing a letter, okay, stating that this man has to deal with cultural differences and that he's a family man. I'm going to read this real quick. I'll let it play. I'm just so pissed off because it is just so much to comprehend in this. Okay, I should say there's so much to try to comprehend it. I'm telling you, it's definitely demonic. There's no other way. The enemy loves, okay, to use his split tongue to try to change the mindset of people. I mean, it's just evil. It said before the situation, whatever the guy's name, Qualina, I don't know how to say his name, was known as a devoted family man and an outgoing person who could talk to anyone he came across in the community. Whether taking his children to school or a park, and the guy has kids. It's just baffling. We witnessed his love for his family and kids. Well, obviously he didn't have that much love, especially for other people's kids. Okay, many of us also know how close he is to his grandmother. Whoopity-doo. He is her support line. Many of us have been to his home, worked with him, or met him in different community activities. Each time, so-and-so was a kind and outgoing human being. Then what in the world happened that they can describe this man like this, but yet he goes and he kidnaps a 12-year-old girl from her yard and rapes her? This is why I tell you that the Muslim community does not care, okay, about anybody outside their community. You are, whoever this man is that wrote this, whoever the people are that wrote this, you people are on a whole nother level of just straight up freaking stupid. Okay? You people definitely have the mind of a freaking doorknob, of a donkey, of whatever the hell it is that the most stupidest thing on the planet. Your brainwaves are 10 times worse than that. To think that anybody would even consider reading this and saying, you know what, yeah, it's fine, yeah, you know, we get it. He's his grandmother's lifeline. She needs his help. His kids need him. His community loves him. He can go out there and talk to anybody. Well, apparently he sure as shit didn't care about his grandmother and his kids in the community. Okay? And he sure doesn't have any kind of communication skills if what he's going to do is go out there and roam the streets, kidnap a girl from her own backyard, her own property, rape her, and then you know, wind up getting convicted, and he's going to have the support of his community saying that, oh, well, he has to deal with cultural differences. In what world do you live that this is part of your culture that makes it okay? Listen, I understand that you people have this sick mentality in whatever part of the country, in whatever part of the world you come from, that it's okay to sleep with little girls, okay? After all, your prophet did it. I guess that makes it okay. But if that's the case, man, you keep that on your side of the planet, okay? And keep it out of the Western world. Because in the Western world, it is a crime. I mean, this is just mind-blowing. But let's continue.
The judge actually gave him the lightest sentencing possible.
Let me go back a little bit. And the judge gave him the lightest sentencing possible. That's what pisses me off even more. There are people that are being convicted of child molestation that are doing like between 15 and 25 years. They gave this dirtbag for kidnapping and rape the least amount of time in prison. And this is why I tell you that the left, they talk so much. They do not care about human life. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about the women. They don't care about this country. And this whole push to let illegals come from different countries, especially when it comes to the Muslim community. I can't wrap my head around why. Why do they think that it's okay to do this and then cry racism or whatever the case is just to get their way? This is why so many people, like in the United States and in the UK, I mean, and parts of mostly everywhere in Europe, they want Islam out. They want them out completely. Take your barbaric, draconian way and just go right back to the desert where you came from if you're going to be living like this. You don't have the right to do this, and it makes it worse that the freaking bleeding heart liberals in society are going to look at these people and say, you know what, they don't deserve a harsh sentence. Just like Keir Starmer tried, I said it in a couple of other videos, the way he's trying to pass a law in the UK, that unless you're Muslim, you get hit with the maximum. If you're Muslim or any other race, you get hit with the minimum when it comes to committing crimes. This is just pure demonic. The enemy is among us. And when I mean the enemy, I mean the enemy from below. Okay? Satan himself is among the people. He is pulling the strings, and these people are doing his bidding.
The judge actually gave him the lightest sentencing possible. He is only going to be serving 8 years in jail for this crime. He was sentenced to 12 years, but those last 4 years are going to be spent out of jail and on probation. By the way, going back to that point about the challenges of a different culture, this perpetrator has been in the United States of America since 2006.
Look at
so
that.
He's been in the United States for 19 years. He was born in Somalia, but he has been here for almost 2 decades at this point. However, the culture coming into play when it comes to, as the Islamic Center put it, this situation, the situation, of course, being him sexually assaulting and abducting a 12-year-old girl. So just wanted to give you guys an idea of some of these stories, some of the cultural impact happening here in Minnesota as it relates to the Somali community.
I mean, this is incredible. And the reason why I got Ilhan Omar's dog face on my thumbnail, because this is her community. Okay, supposedly they say that she has ties to this Islamic Center. Okay, I'm going to read the article now. I mean, it gets worse with the article. It really does. Okay, Ilhan Omar linked Mosque wrote letter of support for Somali pedophile rapist. There's actually 2 articles. Let me see. This one right here. Okay, yeah, this one right here. Okay. It says Minnesota Islamic Center writes a gushing letter of support for Somali migrant convicted of raping 12-year-old. Okay, let me maximize this. I mean, and then we'll get to what's going on in the UK, because I mean, it's just so damn sickening, man. It's just so damn sickening. An Islamic Center in Minnesota penned a gushing letter of support for a Somalian migrant convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl. I can't pronounce his name. His middle name is Ibrahim, whatever. 42. Was convicted in May of first-degree criminal sexual conduct after he was found guilty of abducting the girl from her backyard and raping her in June of 2024. Following his conviction, Dyer's local Islamic center at Al Hassan Islamic, whatever, yada yada yada. Okay, submitted and check this out. Submitted a heartfelt letter begging Hennepin County District Court Judge Michael Burns to consider the convicted criminal's character before delivering a sentence. Yeah, because you know what? I mean, it just makes you want to pull your hair. If you had a good record with your community, all that, you never committed a crime, and let's just say you lost your job, you fell on hard times, and you went out there and tried to rob a place, it's still a crime. You can come out and say, you know what, man, this man fell on hard times. Can you find some leniency on him? He's not a thief, nothing like that. You know, he went and he did something, he's wrong. He sent him to prison, but that's not part of his nature. Okay, it's safe to say that. This man has been in the country 19 years. It takes a special kind of evil mindset that after 19 years, having a family, being part of a community, to just get up one day and say, you know what, I think I'm going to go snatch that little girl out there out of her yard and brutally rape her. And then for the community to say, please consider his past. There's nothing to consider. There's not a damn thing to consider. That is an evil mindset to get up and do something like that. Okay? If one day you was in a bad situation and a fight broke out and you wind up beating somebody and dying, you've never done it before, you can say that's involuntary manslaughter, whatever the case is. He's not that type of person. Can you consider, his past? He's a good person. This is way beyond that. This is way beyond theft. This is way beyond murder. This man got up and decided to commit a heinous act on an innocent child. And this freaking Muslim leader, whatever he is, a cleric, whatever the hell he is, you have the gall to go and try to write a letter to the judge to find leniency on him, saying that please consider his past. He's a good person. A good person doesn't get up and want to go and kidnap a child and rape a child. What in the hell is wrong with you people? This is why so many people are fed up with the Muslim community, and I am one of them. Okay? You people and your barbaric ways make me sick. And once again, where is the outrage from the Muslim community? You won't find it, because it's not one of theirs. They don't care. It takes, I thought about making this video yesterday. I got home a little late. And it's taken everything inside of me not to sound like some racist, because I'm not racist, not like that. But damn it, when does this stop? If it's not the rapists and child molesters coming from South America, now it's in the Muslim community. And if it's not here in America, it's in Europe. What in the hell is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you that you want to come in? It's bad enough we have our own homegrown murderers and rapists and drug dealers or what have you that we have to deal with. Where do you get off coming to this country and doing this? And where the hell do you, the leader of this community from this mosque, have the gall to want and go and write a letter like this? And where the hell does the judge get off giving such a light sentence to what this man did? He destroyed a child's life. It makes me wonder what the hell is going on in his family with his kids. And I pray to God nothing. But you know what? Was this really his first time? Or was it that he just got caught? Because if I was the judge, I'd have to look at it like that and say, you know what? Hold on one second. You want to send me this letter talking about this man, such a great guy in the community, but yet he didn't go and rob a place. He didn't go in and murder somebody out of self-defense. No, he went trolling around, found an innocent child, got them when they were vulnerable, took them somewhere, raped them, and did what he did. Why should I have any kind of leniency for this monster? But leave it up to the liberals in Minnesota, Elon Omar's stomping ground. But yet she'll come out and say that the biggest problem in America are white men. Well, it was one of your own kind, sweetheart, that did this. What do you got to say about that? You're not going to say a damn thing because he's one of you people. That's why. The letter titled Community Support Letter for blah, blah, blah was penned on behalf of the undersigned members of the Somali community and expressed strong and heartfelt support for the members of our community. The Islamic Center wrote that the convicted felon has faced the challenge of starting over in a new culture. Wow. Okay. And that he was known as an outgoing, family-oriented person before this situation. Well, I guess something got to him, which makes him dangerous. It means that, you know what, if it is true and he just did this one time off a whim, that means he's mentally unstable, which means that he probably should get no time out of prison. He needs to be put in prison for as long as possible, and then from there, in all honesty, kept away from his kids and just kept away from society. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I just can't, people. I can't. The letter added that the community has witnessed his love for his family and kids. Yeah, well, nobody else's kids, huh? And noted that Dyer sends money back to Somalia to support family members. Well, good. Well, guess not. Guess what? He won't be doing that. Okay, he won't be doing that. I mean, I don't understand it. And that's there's a little more. Here we go. Whatever has also been an active volunteer in our mosque, our blah 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 mosque, where he regularly visited during Friday prayers, Ramadan, and community events. The letter dated July 11. You'll often find him helping elders find rides home or staying after to help clean up. His service has never been about recognition, just a quiet commitment to supporting the. Yeah, I can't. I just can't read this. I mean, I just can't because it makes no damn sense. If you people want to read it, who put this out? The Daily Mail, I believe, put it. Yeah, the Daily Mail. Go and check it out. I can't read this letter because it's a total crock of shit. Okay? It's total bullshit. I mean, it's just sickening to think that, you know, how many times, and I have to ask this. When Americans commit crimes, people will write letters for them, you know, or go in as character witnesses, stuff like this. Since when has anybody ever heard of an American person that went in and gone and raped a child or a woman where anybody has tried to send a letter or anything saying, he's a good person, they'll never do it again, this is not like him, can you be a little lenient? No. In the American justice system, you go and you kidnap and you rape a woman or a child, that's it. Everything else you did in the past, that's null and void. There's no room for that. Why, oh why would anybody think that this man deserves special treatment? Why, oh why would the judge give him a life sentence? I mean, it's just freaking mind-boggling. Totally mind-boggling. Okay? Now, for sake of time, I'm going to go to a video that was put out earlier today, I believe, by Rebel News. Okay? And it's this one. It was put out actually yesterday. Sometime yesterday. There's a big protest going on. Okay, now I'm only gonna play a certain clip because the video is an hour and 16 minutes long. Okay. Now Rebel News, I believe they're from Canada. They went out to the UK because there's people protesting the migrant hotels. There's a big protest that happened because somebody from that hotel, okay, one of their migrants, another Muslim, okay, in the area where that hotel is at is a very peaceful place with parks and stuff like that, families, very, very nice. He wind up snatching up a 14-year-old girl that was on a trail and basically did the same thing, raped her. Okay? But I'm going to play it from here because I want you people to see what is going on around the world when it comes to regular civilization, the immigration situation, and the way the left perceives things. Okay? That's why my title says From Minnesota to the UK. Because this is all a coordinated effort. people. Okay? So you've seen what I show you what happened in the U.S. I'm going to play this from this clip. You need to listen to what one of the liberals has to say about this situation of the little girl getting raped. Check this out. But I'm going to play it from here. It skips right to it.
Other people more.
I think the epitome of what's going on, and what I mean by that is, if a mom, and I presume your grandma, feels that it's time to take to the streets, which I'm just going to guess. I'm guessing you're not a regular protest goer. It's just a guess.
No.
So the fact that you feel compelled to do this tells me that the UK,
This is my town.
things have gotten serious and things are different now.
They're robbing things all out the shops in Epping. You don't feel safe. Like, people have got a lovely market on a Monday. They come down the market, and it's just not.
One of them was charged with...
Okay. This woman right here dressed in black. Okay. What this woman said, it just blew my mind. That's why I only want to play this clip. If you want, go to Rebel News on YouTube, watch the whole video. It's a lot to stomach. But this woman right here, this one woman dressed in black that I'm going to show you in particular, listen to the question and then listen to her answer. That I'm telling you, this is a coordinated effort between the bleeding heart liberals, the powers that be, the leftists, the communists, the people that hate their own country, whether it's in the US, in Canada, in the UK. I mean, it's just sickening. Listen to this.
This tells me that the UK,
This is my town.
things have gotten serious and things are different now.
They're robbing things all out the shops in Epping. You don't feel safe. Like, people have got a lovely market on a Monday. They come down the market, and it's just not.
One of them was charged with sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. Do you need more evidence than that?
So has the American president. And is he in behind bars?
I would like
Did you guys hear that? I'll play it again. He asked her that the guy raped a 14-year-old girl. Isn't that good enough for him to be behind bars? And this woman in the UK has the nerve to say, so did the US president, and is he behind bars? When in the hell did President Trump rape a 14-year-old girl? And I can't. I'm just going to put it this way. I thank the Lord Jesus Christ in heaven that he has given me a brain to think and a heart to feel. Because these people are just demonically minded and driven. Okay? Number one, for her to spew a lie about President Trump, which is not true, but believe it. But then to make it seem as if he did do it and didn't go to prison, then why should the guy in her country be put in prison for raping a 14-year-old girl? I'll play it again. I'm sorry, people.
Things are different now.
They're robbing things all out the shops in Epping. You don't feel safe. Like, people have got a lovely market on a Monday. They come down the market, and it's just not.
One of them was charged with sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. Do you need more evidence than that?
So has the American president. And is he in behind bars?
I would like to.
So has the American president. First she goes and tries to stop the lady from talking, and then she's got to put her BS answer. It's a lie, number one. Number two, that goes to show you how these leftists, they're advocating for the Muslim rapist to stay out of prison for raping one of her own countrymen's daughters. Just like in America, you have all these people protesting ICE to keep the rapists and the criminals out of ICE facilities, to keep them from being deported. This is a coordinated effort, people. I mean, you can't make this up. This is like, if one didn't know any better, this is like a movie. This is a bad like horror flick that's going on around the world. If I didn't know any better, something was put into the tap water worldwide to give people two types of mindsets. One, the rational people on the right, like us, and two, these people, like that woman, like the leader to the mosque in America, like the judge that gave that guy a light sentence, like the judges that are giving the light sentences to people in the Western world that are committing crimes. I mean, that's what it seems like. It seems like they put something in the water that is going to affect people in one or two ways, positive or negative, that is going to split people's brains in half to either think right and be righteous and do the right thing, or just go for anything that's demonic and evil and wicked and be okay with it. It says it in the Bible. There's a time that good will be considered, that bad will be considered good and good will be considered bad. That woman is the epitome of that. She thinks that bad is okay. Okay. That judge, well, all the leftist judges in America are thinking the same. The leader to that mosque and whoever's writing that letter for that rapist to get leniency, that's the way they're thinking. They're thinking that it's all right to do bad, have leniency, don't forget about it. I mean, don't worry about it, forget about it. And it doesn't matter because they did it. They didn't go to prison, so they should be in prison also. But yet these are the people that talk about where's the humanity? These people are out there protesting for the illegal migrants. They don't even care that one of them raped a little girl. Just like the Muslim community in America. They don't even care that that Somalian dude snatched up a 12-year-old girl from her yard, kidnapped her, raped her. Nope. They just want everybody to know that, you know what? He's a good guy around us. Yeah. To each other, you're good. To anybody outside of that, you don't care. Is just, it's mind-boggling. But yet, in their communities, if you steal, they cut off your hand. If you commit adultery, a woman, she gets stoned or beheaded. And people want me to believe, okay, that this whole Muslim Islamist thing that's going on, that these people are a loving, peaceful culture. No, you're not. No more than all the criminals that are coming from South America and flooding America and committing dirt. You're not. Okay? The left keeps talking about that they're on the right side of history. Yeah, you're on your side of history. Okay? You're not on the right side of history. You're on your side of history. You're on the side of history that compels people, okay, to want to do better. So actually, you're on a side. You're not on the right side, but you're on the side you're on the side that is making people open up their spiritual eyes and ears and hearts and say, you know what, I can't do this. This is not who I am. But you know what? I have to think about it this way. And it's sad to say, God forgive me if I'm wrong. Forgive me, anybody, if you take this out of context. Because I know that it's a very sensitive topic. You know, when people say that God has his ways of bringing people closer to him. Okay? And sadly, horrible things happen. Don't ask me why. I don't have the answers. That's only for God to answer. Okay? But I tell you what. All you people on the left, you better get right with God. especially when you think that harming children is okay. It mentions it time and time again in the Bible about not harming children. Okay? And if you do, you better repent. You better let it go. Walk away from it. Do what you got to do. Okay? Because this is not something that you can just sit back and be like, you know what? Well, it wasn't my child. Well, you know what? They did it once. They won't do it again. Oh, well, you know what? But he was a good person. We got to show him some leniency. Or well, you know, the president to another country did it, which is probably one of the most stupidest answers I've ever heard. It makes no damn sense for that woman in the UK to come out and number one, say a lie about President Trump, but then make it seem like even if it was true that it's okay. I mean, it is just so, it's demonic. It's what it is. It's just totally demonic. No matter which way you put it, which way you try to spread it out, it's just evil the way these people think. And in all honesty, I hope this man that did this in the UK gets his justice, gets what he deserves through the courts. Okay? I hope these people wake up and start realizing that, you know what, you're just on the wrong side. The way you think, the way you make it seem as if everything is everything, that's not the way it is. And as far as in the U.S., whoever this judge was that went and gave that man, that Somalian guy, a life sentence, I hope that the people put pressure on that Somalian community, on Ilhan Omar, and on that judge, and send that freaking monster to prison for as long as the sentence is supposed to be. Okay, if not more. Because this is not the way a civilized society is supposed to be, and it just seems that, it's not that it seems like it, it's in our faces. The powers that be are trying to destroy Western civilization with a demonic agenda. That's it. There's nothing more to it. This has nothing to do with asylum, nothing to do with living a better life, nothing to do with, you know, being a refugee. This is disrupting civil life. That's what it's all about. Okay? I can't see it any other way. I just can't. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link to my Cash App in the description. Folks, please leave a thumbs up, leave comments, and definitely join the channel, help the channel grow. All that helps with the algorithm. And if you want me to keep covering this, you know, just let me know. Send me some through messages, whatever stories are out there. I mean, there's just so much of this information that it's so hard to just cover all of it. I mean, I come across stuff, and these two stories popping up the way they did, I just had to make a video about it. And another thing, if you can, I know a lot of my videos are long. If you can watch it at least halfway or a little better, or maybe the whole thing, that truly helps with the algorithm. Okay? And definitely talk to your children, talk to the females in your family, talk to the men, talk to your community, everybody. You got to keep your head on the swivel. You have to. Because these monsters here in America and in Europe and in Canada, they are all over the place. And the biggest monsters are the ones supporting them and the ones giving them get out of jail free cards, which are the judges and the lawyers, district attorneys. Okay? Just don't stay sleeping, people. Okay? Don't stay sleeping. So remember, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the women and the children, pray for this country, pray for your enemies, pray for President Trump, and don't forget to pray for all the missing children that they brought across the border. Peace.